Alright, welcome to another episode of Adventures in Welding. This is number 36, and it's part 4 of the fire pit build. This part we're going to cap off the top of the main part here with some real small 3/8 inch angle iron. And then we're going to build the cap, so to speak, that fits over top of this. It doesn't spit on it, it fits over top of it. Yeah, Matt, I know, there's no guard on my grinder. I can't see what I'm cutting if there's a guard on my grinder. Life is risk and reward. So those small ones, I'm cutting each of them to fit just because my angles aren't all that precise here. So I'm marking them, notching them, cutting them, fitting them. I could have used the portable bandsaw you see in the left side of this film there, but I figured it'd just be quicker to whop them out with the wafer wheel on a 4.5 inch grinder. I'm using the Sharpie silver marker, and I find it works out really great on this mild steel, especially on top of the mill scale. After I hit it with the grinder and the flap disc, it's a little harder to see, but it still shows up well. And it doesn't seem to provide too awful much contamination. Yeah, look at that back right leg, man. That's really kicked out. But unlike part 3, things here seem to be going well. Well thought through. Alright, here we are again. Looks like we're going to do some welding this time because I have on my hybrid jacket. It's, you know, the cotton chest area with the fireproof fabric and the leather sleeves. I usually wear this just for welding overhead. I don't know why I grabbed it tonight, but I did. Now my my so-called intelligence comes into play. How am I going to hold this and tack it? The obvious answer would be to MIG tack it, but I'm building this all TIG. So what you'll see here are a few botched attempts at getting this. Good thing there's no audio because you can't hear what's coming out of my mouth in some of these parts. And every single time now that I have used that CK gas saver gas lens with the Pyrex cup, I like it more and more. I can see right through the cup. So I've got my stick out now set to like maybe 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 at most. Got my gas down to about 8 CFH. So this should at least double my gas usage, or actually have my gas usage, giving me a double time out of a tank. Save me about half the price of a tank. Hey, why don't you guys comment on this video and tell me what you pay for a S-size argon tank where you're at. I'm here in eastern Ohio, right on the Ohio River, about 40 miles from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And at the large chain gas store, they want to charge me $60 for a refill. With my student ID this time, they gave me a good deal and only charged me $50. Then I find out from the boss at school here, he's only paying $36 for a big R tank. So, I mean, I know the school's getting a discount, but hey, every little bit helps. Tacking them up, fusion tacking them. Nothing special. But my my top cuts appear to be coming out all nice and level. And I've got that stainless steel, I don't want to call it expanded metal. It's more like stamped pattern sheet metal that I'm going to fill up that main section with so it'll look pretty. And then on top, the top cap is going to be like a little 6-inch pyramid heading back towards the center since I came out for the main part, and it's just going to get topped with that expanded metal you see on the bottom there again. I figure that's pretty sturdy. I mean, this one's welded at about every other junction. I'll weld the top one on every junction, and you could stick a little frying pan on top of there or cook something on it if you wanted to. Although it's built mainly for looks and ambiance. But hey, who knows? Here's a shout out to my fan from Fallensby, Mr. Jason. Thanks for watching. Glad you enjoy. Ooh, look at that angle on that back left leg. You can tell the left and right angles there aren't copacetic. Not going to be any way to hide that now, is there? Again, this is the fireplace or fire pit build I'm doing for the weld.com contest. I may end up just cutting that leg off and redoing it. Don't you wish you could do that in real life? That leg is horrible. I'm going to cut it off and redo it. TIG welding human flesh. Doesn't sound like a good idea. I know this part of the build's pretty boring. All the fitting, cutting, marking, cutting, fitting, whatever order you prefer to do it in. I guess it's best if you mark, fit, cut, fit, or mark, cut, fit, I guess I go in that order. Mark, cut, fit, cut, mark, I don't know. Anyway, however it works for you. But this is the process, and I wanted to show the process for this. It's my process anyway. Look at them sparks. I'm not sure in which part in this video, but I did have a wheel break and kick. It didn't break, but it the fiberglass lost its skeleton. So I ended up having to cut that wheel. That could have been a dangerous situation, and a cutting guard would have helped prevent any accidents from happening. So I shall endeavor to have a cutting guard on here in the future. All right, I guess we're down to the wire here. Starting to fit the cap on. It is a 3/4 inch piece of angle iron cut on 45s, and it's got the angles facing up, the angle facing up and out, so that the flat part is resting on top. There you can see it resting on top of the fire pit and coming down so that it fits real nice over there. Haven't decided what I'm going to do for a handle yet, so if anybody wants to give me some suggestions in the comments. I know at least 3 of you are watching, so type in a comment or something in there how I should do the handle. I'm thinking I might just take a couple pieces of angle and weld them on opposite sides there, and then get a piece of wood and notch out the center so that it fits over top the angle, and gives you something cool to put your little fingers on when you pick it up to add wood or whatever it is you do. This project has to be done by December 31st, and I'm hoping to get it done this weekend because I'm starting to get tired of it, and I'm sure you guys are getting tired of watching me do it. I do like the hybrid coat from Revco. That's a nice coat. It's not very heavy. You know, whole leather coat can be a little hot and heavy. So this is the sleeves. They work real nice if you're welding overhead, because you know exactly where the hot slag and little BBs of molten steel want to end up, right in your elbows. So these are good elbow protectors. Hey, it looks like the fat guy's going to weld again. That ought to be hilarious. What's he doing? I don't know. Looks like he's welding. Well, that don't look like no stick weld, no MIG weld. What kind of weld is it? Well, Bill Bob, I believe right there is what you calls them a Tigger weld or something. I'm not sure, but I believe that's how they weld them Formula One race cars and airplane fuselages and you know, the like. I'm not real sure about that. All right, but why do it like that? Why don't he just MIG it? He'd have been done already. Well, maybe the fat boy don't know how to MIG yet. Well, I reckon he could have stick welded it, but that's some pretty thin metal. I'm sorry if any of my southern listeners, watchers, if there are any, find that offensive. That just kind of slid out of my mouth like things sometimes do. Maybe we can offend some European viewers next week. I've got a nice Irish accent I've been working on. Hey, look at him work the grinder. You know what he needs is a leprechaun to come and put a guard on there when he's not around. Then maybe he won't be such a fool. All right, I'm going to shut up now. This is about the end of this part. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and I'd really like if you guys would subscribe. Catch you next time.